1989, a dedicated team of men and women were drawn together by their sincere concern towards the general Australian community, with the primary aim of enriching Australia's multicultural face. Our dedicated team successfully established the ICPA as an incorporated organisation in 1991. Over the years, the ICPA has evolved into its crucial position of providing a multitude of services, correlating the Australian culture and departmental perspectives into the culturally accepted understandings of the Islamic and Arabic community.
يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون واعتصموا بحبل الله جميعا ولا تفرقوا واذكروا نعمة الله عليكم إذ كنتم أعداء فألف بين قلوبكم فأصبحتم بنعمته إخوانا.
In effectively aiding the cohesion of Australia's diverse cultural concepts, the ICPA continues to be recognised as the strong hand and one of the leading Islamic organisations in Sydney. The ICPA is an aspirant contributor to the Australian community. Its ideal goals are harvested through the dedication and expertise of its growing number of staff executives and members, as well as its many divisions exerting a manifold of services. Some of these services contributing to the enriching of Australia's diverse cultures are as follows. Religious Advisory Board. Operating alongside the ICPA since 1989, comprising of well-educated and equipped staff with the credibility of maintaining spiritual conformity and encouraging self-betterment through education. This advisory board is specialised in providing a plenitude of services crucial to the well-being of the Islamic community. Such are in areas of marriage ceremonies and contracts, family disputes, marital conflicts, emergency accommodation, both short and long term, bridging legal perspectives, and other. Chanting groups.
جيناكم جينا حماكم حادينا داعي هواكم.
Operational also since the emergence of the ICPA in 1989. This team of expert males and females are comprised of 3 groups of talented individuals divided into the age groups they cater for. A group of primary school-aged children, another of youth, and the third and most talented of adult men and women who demonstrate their artistic flair in musical compositions and chants produced in Australia. Scout groups. Established as an official member of the Australian Scout Association in 1994. It has successfully recruited approximately 100 young Australians of both genders up to the age of 17 years. The group is coached by a group of enthused young men and women set out to serve their country and their immediate community by putting themselves on a scouting training program to be graduated as qualified scouting leaders. They committed themselves to weekly scouting activities, engaging in seasonal camp trips and other activities of interest such as annual Australia Day parades, Harmony Day, Clean-up Day, Tree Day and the annual Children's Festival celebrations. The recent fruitful product of ICPA Scouting was the appointment of its president as our Australian Scout Ambassador to Egypt for the World Scout Arab Region Conference in October 2004, and later on, the president of ICPA was appointed to be member of the World Events Bid Committee team for Australia to the World Scout Conference in September 2005, in which he delivered a speech in Arabic during the presentation of Scout Australia. The Muslim Community Radio 92.1 FM. This radio was supported by the ICPA since its establishment in 1994. This was the first Islamic radio station to broadcast 24 hours daily in its seasonal duration. It's honoured by the Australian Broadcasting Authority licensing in 1991 to divert its services to all Muslims permanently. Its diverse programs are transmitted in a number of languages, but predominantly in Arabic and English.
2MFM is the first Muslim community radio in Australia to go on air 24 hours in Ramadan 1994 and has covered all Islamic festivities since.
The Australian-produced programs range from live talkback to pre-recordings effective in mediating a message of social harmony. While some programs focus on the needs of children, others are directed at youth, adults, second and third generation Australians, new Australians and all categories in between.
The service has been going better and stronger since. Currently, we believe that we have in excess of 60,000 listeners. 2MFM is an Australian community radio that caters for the community in general with an Islamic flavour. It entertains and informs, enriching our multicultural society with the rich and beautiful Islamic culture.
The message is channelled through entertaining quiz shows, interviews with prominent Australian figures and politicians, informative segments and other channels appealing to the aesthetic, ethical, cognitive and habitual human construct. Al Amana College. This ICPA project was established in 1998. Starting with classes from kindergarten up to grade 3, with 90 enrolments increasing to up to 700 students in 2005, with 2 campuses, one in Bankstown and one in Liverpool.
Squared, B, C squared equals AB squared equals 10 squared plus AC equals.
The principal staff of this private school perceives themselves as being, in part, entrusted with the future generation of Australian citizens. Their stand behind the motto, "Success through knowledge," is evidenced in the school's consistent growth in highly qualified and experienced staff. To meet the demands of the yearly initiation of a higher grade and other academic achievements. Spears Sports Club. The sports club is another product of ICPA, aiming towards further integrating the Muslim youth in Sydney. More than 250 players engaged into recreational avenues in sport codes of soccer, karate, and the first Muslim netball teams in Australia.
Spears Sports Club established in the year 2000 by the Islamic Charity Projects Association for the purpose of bringing the youth together under a banner of an Islamic club. The whole idea behind the establishment of the club was two reasons: integration and a Muslim club that will bring every Muslim youth, if it's possible, together to come around and play in an Islamic club, in an Islamic atmosphere, where the kids can come in and enjoy their sports and integrate with the broader society and the broader community of Bankstown.
Their karate teams were selected to represent New South Wales to national competition for the second year, after only 3 years of training. All players undertake educational awareness sessions about the moderate Islamic teaching and attending annual sport camps through sport and recreational centres.
Then the following year the club decided to do something for the ladies and the girls. So we decided to enter the netball, Bankstown Netball Association for the girls to participate in sport. And we started with 3 teams, and it was a little juniors team, then came an 11-year-old team and the seniors. It was another successful start for a sport for the girls, where the girls got to meet other girls from different cultures, and at the same time the Muslim girls that participated in the Spears Sports Club had nothing but to be proud of being part of the club, which gave them the opportunity to play sport in an Islamic dress.
Saturday Arabic teaching. Also another educational venue made for the Muslim and the Arab youth to read and understand Arabic in 3 local schools in southwestern Sydney. There are more than 600 students in 1 year, and they are all under the guidance of the ICPA. Sydney Eid Festival Incorporated. This is also a product of ICPA. It aims to manage all functions, festivities and social gatherings that are of importance to the Muslim community. Sydney Eid Festival is responsible for the provision of the best entertainment facilities and services with a traditional Islamic outlook. These events are used to drive certain warranted messages to the public. Clearly, the ICPA continues to exert all efforts in maintaining a productive part in the awakening of the modern ideals of a universal global village that ultimately extend from the cohesion of local diverse cultures. ICPA played a major role in the harmonious multicultural society in Australia, throughout its members and within its institutions before and after 9/11, Bali, Madrid, Moscow and the London atrocities. The aims and goals of the ICPA fall on the same platform that leads to harmonious multicultural society, as these are goals of all sincere Australians. ICPA will continue to stand for education and awareness against all extremists and terrorist sects that are perverting our society. The ICPA will proudly continue to harvest its progress on the same platform with moderation and understanding, which is the methodology of our Prophet Muhammad and the general Muslim community.